Let's talk about me getting Dear John'd to be broken up with while I was at a hockey game. So I started seeing this guy. This was my first relationship with a guy, too. Fun fact. Back, like, a little over a year ago. Awesome person. Met them through Tinder. It was a great time. And it started off like a great relationship, let me tell you. Showed up randomly with, like, gifts, like, during Christmas. Like, I was live one day and was like, oh, hey, like, I want hot chocolate. And, like, that sounds so good. And showed up with, like, hot chocolate and a couple other things just wrapped up in, like, my favorite type of breads. All that kind of stuff. Really cute. But they weren't working, right? So, like, okay, cool, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Stay with me. Do your thing. Like, it's a good time. We're having a good, like, it's a good relationship. It's building well. Fast forward, they get a job, and then they meet somebody that's from their same hometown. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Good for you. A couple days later, they come home. They're like, yo, like, I don't really want to be around them. They do, like, some schmug-schmealing and, like, other stuff that I just don't like to be around. And, like, they're not somebody for me. So I'm like, oh, well, thanks for telling me. Like, I appreciate that. And he was like, yeah, like, they even hit on me. And I was like, nah, like, I have a boyfriend. It's like, I'm cool. And I was like, oh, well, good on you for that one. Anyways, and so that's all going down, and then we go like a couple weeks later probably, and me and my friend Dana are, like, she lives down the street from where he works, and so we were gonna go get food, and we stopped by his work to go say hi. He's like, hey, what's up, good time, said hi, and then leave. A couple days later, he's like, hey, like, can I go get dinner with this guy? Like, is that okay with you? Like, do you care? And I was like, no, I don't really care, but, like, thought it was kind of weird, because, like, never gotten that call before, and he said that he didn't want to hang out with him. Then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, me and Dana did just stop in there, so she's my best friend. She does live, like, right down the street, so he's probably just worried about that. So I say, yeah, we keep going with the time, and fast forward a couple days later, he comes home with a hickey on his neck. And I didn't think it was a hickey at first, but then I had, like, multiple people pointing out, but, like, that's a hickey. Like, there's no way it's not. And they know me. I don't give hickeys, like, where they're visible. And so I'm like, all right, whatever, like, it is what it is. That night, he's supposed to go to work and then get off, and we're supposed to hang out and do some stuff. He calls me when he gets off work and is like, hey, like, it's okay if I just don't pick you up right now and I'm going to hang out with the guy, like, that I've been telling you about that I didn't want to be around that hit on me and all this stuff. And I'm going to hang out with him for, like, 30 minutes after work. I'm like, excuse me? Okay, whatever. You do you, bro. I am beyond irritated at this point, right? So, like, I think I have every right to be. So he hangs out with him. He comes home and we get into a fight about this, right? And it's like, oh, it's only one time. I'm only hanging out with him right now. And then he was like, oh, it's only a couple times I've been up in his apartment with us, da-da. And I'm like, hold up. You were in his apartment alone with him, and you didn't say shit to me. Please explain to me where this makes sense. And then apparently I didn't have a right to be upset about that. Anyways, moving on. That hickey's still there, mind you. And he's fully like, hey, it's not a hickey, it's from, like, this thing that I, like, whatever, it's a birthmark type thing. And I was like, I've never seen that before. Explain. And this just leads into chaos for the next, like, 3 or 4 days. And we're just arguing back and forth, fighting on and off. He's staying with another friend. It's a whole thing. Mind you, I'm still just doing my thing, living my life. And I had a partnership with the Kings at this time, like, one of my favorite hockey teams. And for the game that I was going to this weekend coming up, he was at work, and I was still going to go, and it was a suite. And I was next to the Stanley Cup, and I was next to, like, the NBA Championships, like, trophy as well. And it was so cool. Little did I know that night was about to take a turn. Fast forward, and his best friend calls me and is like, hey, you don't deserve to go home to this. But you got left a note, some cash to cover, like, some bills, like, and pretty much he's leaving. Like, he's breaking up with you in a note. What? So I'm sitting there in this beautiful suite next to these amazing trophies, bawling my eyes out because I'm getting broken up with a note, and I don't even get a call or anything from them. Hadn't heard from them in, like, a day and a half at this point, and this is what I'm going to come home to. And I can't lie, that was probably the worst way for that to happen. Conversations happened after that as well and stuff like that. And long story short, obviously we're not together anymore. And I always have, like, the love for that person because we did spend good time together and there are good memories there. But he could have broke up with me a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been better. And then I was so upset, like, I didn't even write any music out of it, guys. Like, what the hell? What's wrong with me? Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to the story. And I think I've just decided that I'm not gonna date. And if you're gonna break up with somebody, break up with them in person. Don't leave them a text. Don't leave them a note. Come on. Anyways, I was hurt for a while about that. I'm kind of over it now. It still kind of sucks. But, yeah. Thanks for listening to my story time.